Hello, and welcome back to the Kyle Davis Show. And in this video, I'd like to talk more about the things I was talking about in the last video, mindset differences, by the best-selling author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And so, something I'd like to clarify here is this is your mindset, which means your attitude, your behavior. So it's how you got from point A to point B, how you went from what you are to what you are in the future, what you are now. So what is your attitude, and how does your attitude influence you becoming poor, or how does it influence you becoming rich? And the first point, or the next point I'd like to talk about, I'm just going to jump around here, is that the poor focus on instant gratification. They focus on, I have to have this right now. And the rich focus on delayed gratification. And the only difference here is that the rich, or those who are rich, have focused on and have become a master of delaying gratification. For an example, people go crazy over the latest iPhone. They go crazy over the latest Samsung phone. They go over the greatest and latest technology, right? But here's the deal. I was seeing something. I was reading an article that was saying that the Samsung S10 Plus, which was the latest phone, is now like half off from $1,200. So $500, $600, you can get this brand new phone. And so by waiting to get the brand new phone, you could have saved yourself $500 if that's what you really wanted. And you have to spend money to save money, but if you're going to use it, if you're going to, if that's what you want, okay. So $500 for a brand new phone like that is not that bad, actually. Holy crap. Or, just get a cheaper phone. But another difference between delayed and instant gratification is spending. Do you have to have this thing right now, or can you save your money? Because you're never going to be a millionaire by spending money, unless you already have millions of dollars coming in and you're like, what the hell, spend it. But that's not most of us. See, so I don't get it with teenagers and shoes or clothes. It's like, what the hell? You have to spend $150 on the brand new set of Nikes. I'm like, dude, those shoes are probably more expensive than my clothes. Like, $150, if you go to a cheap retail store for, get things brand new, you could probably get a day or two worth of clothes at that. You could probably go to Goodwill and get 3 to 4 days on $150. Some people are probably saying, no, I can do a lot more than that. And that's great, but that's $150 on shoes is absolutely insane. And again, that's the difference. That's spending now or spending later, waiting for deals, waiting for the best this or that, instead of spending it right when it comes out. Or like video games. Obviously, I like video games. But I don't have to get the latest DLC right away. I can wait for a sale. I want it, but I'm not going to get it right away. And again, that's something that even I'm trying to master, trying to work on, because I am not an expert necessarily on delayed gratification. I would say I'm good at it. I'm good at being financially in control of my money and knowing what I need and what I don't. But, and I will admit, it's hard in this society. especially with Amazon having 2-day shipping. You freak out. You're like, what the hell if my package doesn't come in 2 days? Because that's what, Amazon Prime is. 2-day shipping. Or Walmart. I think you spend over $35, it's 2-day shipping or even next day shipping. It's like, what? It's going to take more than a week? And people freak out about it. The next point that I like that I'm going to talk about is the poor and middle class. The mindset is they think they know it all, while the rich or financially independent are continue to learn. So let me ask you this. If you think you know it all and you're rich, why is it that the rich admit that they're still trying to learn? Well, that's going to go back onto what I was talking about in the last video, that, well, it's not their fault they weren't born into it. It's not, their fault they weren't given all this money. And that's playing the victim. That's saying that they weren't responsible, that they weren't given all this money. Well, most people aren't given all the money to be rich. Most people aren't born into it. A lot of people have earned it. But again, that's the poor me, little belittle me mindset of those who are becoming poor. Again, it's not the only circumstance, not the only factor, but it's a factor. And if you are always putting yourself down, if you're always, if you're working at McDonald's or wherever, making minimum wage or just above minimum wage flipping burgers, and you're like, well, I've been doing this for 15 years. Why am I still poor? It's because you're working at a fucking entry level job. It's not anyone else's fault but your own. But yet people want to say that it's not my fault that I'm poor because I've been working this whole time. Well, yeah, it's great that you have a job, but don't complain because you haven't attempted to do anything about it in 15 years or 10 years or even 5 years. The only way I'd say it's okay for, someone to be at the same job for 5 years is if they started, they were 15 and they were going on 20 and they were getting a career or an education or something. Other than that, you need to, GTFO and go find something to do. I need to find a place to sleep. Hopefully there is one. Maybe I'll make it. We'll see. I should have stopped there. Oh well. Yeah. But the thing is, for the instant gratification, like if you have $150 and you think you know everything, well, why aren't you putting that money in a high yield savings account? Why aren't you putting the money in, say, stock? You can buy penny stock or a cheap stock and invest it that way. If you already know everything, why aren't you doing something to earn money with your money rather than spend it and not get anything? Because those shoes aren't going to be worth $150 after you wear them. And shoes these days aren't really worth anything because they're mass produced, unless you get, a multi-$1,000 pair of shoes or something stupid. And this is driving me crazy. Oh, wrong one. But seriously, if you think you know everything, or, you do know everything, why aren't you finding ways to find better ways to spend the money in ways that you earn money than just spend it? Because the financially well-off people are going to try and find ways to invest their money or put it somewhere where they're going to actually get something from it, or they're going to use the interest that was accumulated to get what they want. The other attitude and the other thing here is that it says poor people, or the attitudes of poor people, are smaller than the problems. And I would say, yeah, they put up roadblocks for themselves. As I was saying before, the example I gave before is, well, okay, I'm not rich because that rich person inherited their money. They're using that as a roadblock, and they're using that as an excuse not to do anything, or not to do this, not to invest, not to, because they already know everything. So they are making their problems bigger than they are. Whereas people who are financially rich, financially independent, they are bigger than their problems, is what it says here. They are trying to find ways to overcome their issues. There's not a roadblock you can overcome. There's so many different ways to do things, so many different paths, so many different opportunities. You have to find the opportunities. You have to find the positives. You have to be active. If you're inactive, you're not going to get anywhere. It's like, someone who's sitting on their couch doing nothing, just playing video games. I enjoy video games. I enjoy reading, but I'm not doing nothing. I'm not loathing. I'm not poor me, pity me. Who are like that are inactive. It's like someone who's playing video games and not doing anything with their life. They're not doing anything. They're not going anywhere. And I'm not saying you'll always have to be constantly moving. You can take breaks. Like, there's no problem in taking breaks. It's like someone who has a full-time job. It's okay to take a break, but you can't take a break from not doing anything. And so, but just because you're breaking doesn't mean you're going backwards. You could just be at a standstill, not going anywhere. But as long as you know you're going somewhere, you're okay. I need to figure out how to go to sleep. There we go. So, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.